Hi, this is Bob Maxwell with R.A. Maxwell and Associates, and today we're going to talk about our 1,000-pound TM1000 continuous marinating tumbler. So here we've got this cover that's protecting your wash down. So if you're hosing the unit down, make sure your cover's down. That's going to protect your PLC controls and all your other controls. First, you've got your vacuum sensor here. You have your forward and reverse, so when the machine is off, you can jog either forward or reverse when you're loading or unloading the unit. You have your vacuum pump on off and your mixing on off. And then here you have your barrel speed, so depending on how fast you want your barrel to turn is how fast you're going to change your knob here. What this does is if you're using a very gentle product like your boneless marinated thighs, your fish fillets, things like that that are very tender, you want to run this barrel at a very, very low speed or no speed at all, because it's continuous vacuum, and we'll show you the snorkel inside in a minute. But because it's pulling a vacuum, you actually don't have to tumble this product unless you want to mechanically start breaking down the product. So to program this machine, you're going to have your vacuum time, which they call mix. So that can be, depending on which program it is, it's in program 1 now. So that could be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. The way you change that is by going up on your pluses or your minuses. So you can go down to 1 minute. Then you have your rest cycle. So what's going to happen in the mist cycle is it's going to draw out the air, start to tumble. Then it's going to allow the air to come in after the 1 minute, and then it will rest, and it'll rest for 1 minute. And then you can decide how many cycles you're going to have. So maybe you want this product to cycle 3 times. So you're going to vacuum for a minute, rest for a minute, vacuum for a minute, rest for a minute, vacuum for a minute, rest for a minute. So that would be 3 cycles. So we move this over to 3, and then your total time is going to be 6 minutes, right? Each cycle is 2 minutes, 1 for vacuum, 1 for rest, and you have 3 cycles, so it gives you your total time. Okay, so now we're going to show you the inside of the tank. So what you do is just bring your levers down. You got a place over here to hang your lid. You've got your jog here, so you're going to either rotate up or rotate down. So you might want to load, in a position like this. Now obviously this is up on a pallet right now getting ready to ship. So the machine is lower than this. So you're going to go ahead and load your product into your tank. You have a snorkel inside of the tank. So the snorkel comes up, it's fixed, it comes over so that it allows you to be able to fill about 70% of this tank. It's going to pull your vacuum from here so you don't have to come out and hook up hoses and do all the rest of that. So you're going to come over here and get your lid. Lock that into place. Now you're ready to turn your machine on. You've got your program already set up. You come over here, you set start. Get your vacuum pump on, you get your mixing on. So you can see the speed of the tumbler. And what we want to do is we can vary that speed. So it can be very, very slow, or it can be quite fast. Okay, so now our 1 minute is up. Now you can hear the air rushing back into the tank. Okay, so now what you have is the connective tissue is closing back up with the product. It's holding that marinade inside. Okay, and now it's going to rest. And you're just going to rest for a minute here is the way that we have it programmed. After it rests for a minute, then it'll go ahead and start pulling its vacuum again. So what you get is you get this heart pumping type of a mechanism. So when you're first pulling the vacuum, you're opening up the connective tissue, and then the marinade starts to draw in. When the air comes back in, that connective tissue closes back up again. Now you've trapped the marinade inside. Okay, the connective tissue is what makes meat tough. So if you can break that down, either mechanically, some people do it with a tenderizer, a mechanical type tenderizer that has a bunch of knives to it that makes little slots in it. That breaks down the connective tissue. The tumbling motion of the product hitting the flights inside tenderizes the product, breaks down the connective tissue. But the best way to break down the connective tissue is with vacuum. So we pull our vacuum, we open up the connective tissue, we allow the marinades to penetrate, then we have our machine rest with our product in it. Now it's sitting right now in the marinade, and then it's getting prepared to open again. So very similar to a runner that's running. If you ever watch a football game and you see a running back and they're running down the field and all of a sudden they grab the back of their leg and they pull the muscle. If they were to continue to keep running, that muscle would continue to tear and tear and tear. It's the same with vacuum. The first time you open it up into the connective tissue, it opens up so far. Then when it closes, the next time that it opens, it's going to open up even more. And that's going to give you even more pickup than what you had before. So after our minute is over, then it'll start the whole process again. So now we have the side panel off, and what I wanted to show you is the components that are inside. So here's your electrical control area. It's got your wiring diagram in it. NEMA 4 control box. So there's no water that can get inside here at all. Obviously chain drive, gear motor, vacuum pump. This is your vacuum sensor. And then here you have your filter. This is extremely important. This is a washable water trap. Okay, so as the product is vacuuming and you're picking up the particles of the marinade, the liquid of the marinade, it's going to come down through this tube and into this filter. Now you have a ring here that's to be removed, and you can use the ring here to take this filter off. So at the end of each day, you need to remove that, clean it out, and then make sure that you reinstall it. Now there's a rubber gasket on the top of this water trap. So make sure that you put a little bit of mineral oil on it before you go ahead and tighten it back up. That's a daily maintenance program. Now I'm going to show you how to remove the snorkel for your daily cleaning. So basically you've got this pin here. So you're going to pull the pin out, just set it to the side. Then you're going to come around the front. To hear where your snorkel is, and that's going to pull right out. Now you're going to be able to just go through and hose this machine out with no problem at all. Very easy to clean. Obviously, once you get the water in there, then you can go ahead and lower it with using your jog button and just hose this thing out. Very, very simple to clean. You have to make sure that when you reinstall your snorkel, that snorkel is up straight up. So you get your opening here. You're going to make sure that your snorkel is in the upright position before you come over. Put your pin back inside. Okay. Now that snorkel won't move. But it's critical. We've had so many times where people end up putting the snorkel down at the bottom. As soon as they put the marinade in, it sucks up all of that liquid and it fills up your water trap and shuts the machine off. Okay, so it is critical to make sure that this is all the way up. The other thing, when you're using your jog button, make sure that your mixing motor is off, and then your jog will work. Okay? If this is on, then your jog won't work. So make sure your mixing motor is off, and then you can go ahead and jog wherever you need to go. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Give us a call if you're interested in one of these machines. We have a 150, a 300, 500 pound, and a 1,000 of these barrel type continuous vacuum tumblers. Thank you very much and have a great day.